Hey, listen, let's be real. You won't always be motivated, but you have to learn how to be disciplined enough to keep going.
You're always afraid to take the first step because all you see is every negative thing 10 miles down the road. But you can do anything you want. You are bound by nothing. What are you passionate about? What do you want?
I love thinking about the quote, every guy essentially has two lives, and the second one starts once you realize you only have one. I like that a lot because it's so true, man. You know you've only got one shot at this, so you may as well at least make it kind of cool.
And that's what the great ones do. They marshal and harness their resources, their mental focus, their physical energy, their personal willpower, their individual gifts, their time, and they focus them on just a few things. And I want you to think about it in your life, you stripped away all the noise, you focused on the signal. You stripped away all the complexity. You got monomanically concentrated on just a few things. Of course, you'd be brilliant at those few things.
Everybody wants to feel like a winner. Everybody wants to feel like a winner. So how do you get the winning feeling? Simple answer, you win. Okay, how do you win? Well, you cross the finish line first now. Fortunately in life, what successful people do, and I learned this after many years, it's so important is they set up finish lines for themselves that they can cross. And so if you complete a task of any value, it's like winning a little bit and you feel like a winner. You start, you work, you complete the task.
Silence the voice of doubt within you. Let your actions speak louder than your fears. Your dreams are built on the thoughts you choose to believe.
90% of your self-doubt is the result of a lie that you overestimate the degree to which other people are noticing or observing your actions or behaviors. It's called the spotlight effect. It says that we think everyone is looking at us and focusing on us, when in reality, everyone is just focusing on themselves. No one is looking at you. No one really cares about the things you're
doing because they're just concerned with themselves. So it's a reminder. There's no one to impress. You don't have anyone to impress with your actions or decisions or the things that you're doing. The only person you need to worry about impressing is yourself. So remember that the next time you're paralyzed by inaction, the next time you're paralyzed by self-doubt, no one really cares about you. That should be liberating. That should encourage you to live according to your values, your principles, to just be you.
The bloodline breaker is you. It's any person, you're qualified to be one. And so am I, and I don't care what anyone else says that decides they want to break the generational curses and the crap and that they've had going on in their family genes and bloodline. It's going to take you getting pissed off. It's going to take you getting stirred up. Grab the rear view mirror, point it in your direction. Is that who you're supposed to be? If it's not, you can make a decision today to be the bloodline breaker in your family. And I promise you, you can literally curve history just by waking up at this moment.
Life's not fair. There is plenty of uncontrollable luck that deeply impacts our lives, where we are born, who we are born to, and the circumstances of our early childhood all have an outsized impact. Bad people win and good people lose all the time. But within that dark context, there are bright spots. The opportunity playing field is leveling the world may never be truly fair, but it will always belong to those who make the most of what they have before them be grateful for what you have and make the most of today.
I want to make sure everybody knows that they're enough, no matter what they go through, what they've been through, that they are enough. The number one CS for anything is people not knowing that they're enough. They feel like they're not enough. Just because you have some bad chapters doesn't mean your story can't end well, and every story has bad chapters. It's about you find the strength to turn the page. And so hold on to that in your struggle, in your journey, in your pain, and then turn your pain from your worst enemy to your best friend. Do that, use pain, I'll let it use you.
Time and consistency is a powerful combination because the passing of time is already an absolute. And now it's up to you to do a little bit every day. Just understand that doing a little is not hard, but you gotta do it every day. That's the hard part. And whether you choose to do it or not, the time will pass anyway.
If you aren't willing to give it your all, if you're not willing to go 110%, just give up. You're doing nothing but wasting your time. Understand that the path to success is not going to be easy. You're going to suffer. you're going to face hardship. There are going to be days where you don't feel like moving forward, but if you're able to push through it, if you're willing to give it everything you've got to achieve your goals, you will achieve success. If you acknowledge that the path is going to be easy, but are willing to commit yourself to giving it your all, to giving it 110%, I guarantee that you will achieve your goals.
Don't quit. You've come so far already. Look back at the beginning. See how much ground you've covered. It wasn't easy, right? But you did it.
I'm all about perspective, because I truly believe if you change your perspective, you can change your life. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at, change how you view what you do, impacts and affects how you do what you do. Perspective is everything. You can either look at mistakes and mess-ups as hindrances and roadblocks, or you can look at mistakes and mess-ups as opportunities and ways to grow and learn, right? And when you shift your
Perspective, the way that you navigate those things, the way that you deal with them, the way that you go through them changes drastically. Bite of more than you can chew, and then chew. Let go. All of your growth will come from pushing beyond your current limits.
And life is tough sometimes, but you are making it, and that there is a reason that you are going through what you're going through. Wherever you are in your life is where you're supposed to be, and it's part of your journey. And I believe you know that this all ends really, really well. It can be tough right now. It all ends really, really well.
We say we want to get better. We say we want to learn about this or that. We say we want to make a change. We say we've decided to get serious, but is this true?
Stoics had an expression, acta non verba, deeds, not words. So it's ironic that most of us say we want to make these improvements, but we can't or won't do the bare minimum.
In life, you either change intentionally or you change by crisis happening in your life. Most of we change because of a girl broke up with us, somebody ripped us off, you got backstabbed, you lost everything. You change because hit the fan, right? The guys that change intentionally, you're almost like, but he's not the same. You don't see him for 6 months and he's changed again. If you can change intentionally without crisis happening to you, you're ahead of everybody. By 99% of people you're ahead of. It's not even a question.
those who are willing to risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. You have to take the risk. It
always looks impossible when things change. It always feels impossible when that thing ends. It feels so impossible, but only when you keep telling the old story. Because in the old story, you can't see the vision. You can't feel it. In the old story, you'll do the old actions and you can't imagine a better future. But that's your job. Job one each day. Bring the best of who you are and move in the next right direction of integrity for you. You don't have to know all the steps. Move in the next right direction. Always be moving in the right direction of integrity for yourself. And if you can do that faithfully over and over and over again, you keep growing. If you stop growing, you just got stuck in an old story, stuck in an old pattern, stuck in old thoughts and concerns and worries, and of course mired in that you can't see and you can't move.
And we're just focusing on getting to the finish line, we end up underappreciating and really disrespecting the process of where we're at right now. And sometimes where you're at right now, it might be a low. And that's why you're looking to the finish line so much. But that low is a weakness, and we should be patient in that weakness. Because there's an opportunity to learn and grow. Right there, you never grow from crossing the finish line. Because that's where we grow, develop, evolve, get better. But it's so easy that when you're in the hard, you just want the easy. So it's tough, but learning how to truly be patient in that weakness, I believe, is such. It's a hard thing to do, but it is transformative.
If you just focus on, okay, every single day I'm trying to be the best I can in that day. It's not about being perfect, like we always say, progression over perfection. Every single day I'm just trying to get up and be the best I can for that day, and I'm gonna keep on doing this over a long period of time. What do you think will happen if you do that for a long period of time? I'm talking 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. What do you think will happen? Where do you think you will be every single day? You just try to make the most out of that day, one step at a time, one moment at a time, 1% at a time. Think about where you'll be.
Whether it is a missed opportunity, a breakup, a stupid decision, an embarrassing mistake, or simply just an unfortunate event, there's something in your past that is continuing to weigh on you, and it is seriously affecting the way you're able to simply operate on a day-to-day basis. Why is that, and how do you fix it? But before we even get to that, you must understand one simple thing. Your past is your story, and the reality is, eventually, this dark hour that continues to haunt your mind will eventually become the very stepping stone that brings you closer to the version of yourself that you strive to be.
World will see you as you see people think that the world sees you a certain way, and then that's how you are, and then you have to change it. That's not how it works. When you see yourself a certain way, the world respects that and sees you that way as well. And that goes for your habits, your lifestyle, or anything you're trying to work on. We create the image that the world accepts, and other people think that the world tells us what to be. And I think there is two classes of people, right? You have a class of people that understand like, no, I'm going to become what I want to become. And that's the small percentage. And in the rest of the percentage, the world tells them no 3 or 4 times. They're like, okay, I'm just gonna take my place over here and be little and be small and live small, and just be a regular person. And then they're like, why is my life like this? Well, bro, because you're not seeing yourself as the way you should be. And if you can't see yourself that way, then you need to build yourself into someone that you can see that. Some days it's not about having all the answers or making huge strides forward. Some days the wind is just showing up. You don't need to be at your best every single day to make progress. You just need to stay in the game. Progress is made in the moments that you keep going when your mind is telling you to stop. Don't overthink it. Just show up for yourself today, one step at a time.
Don't waste your life, set your goals high. Quit thinking about what's wrong. Start thinking what's right. Love a little more, hate a little less. You have no idea what you're capable of doing. Make up your mind today, you're going to figure it out.
It's not what you're capable of. It's what you're willing to do. It's not what you're capable of. It's what you're willing to do. I know plenty of people that are capable. I know fewer people that are willing.
Don't let any experience that you've ever had in your life act as a brake on your potential, because there's hundreds of thousands of people who had it worse than you could ever dream of who've gone on to accomplish wonderful things.